All right, check this out, right? Ray Reardon, 6 times world snooker champion, nicknamed Dracula, dies age 91. That's sad to hear, but look at the coincidence. What's this before you plant garlic? Hmm. Anyways, I'm gonna be looking at what I think are the biggest winners of the reworks that happened or happening in the War Within, as the War Within is coming out in well, the pre-patch is coming out in just a couple of days, and the expansion is not far away. So, anyways, Windwalker, wow, absolutely crazy. I can see this being just insane, absolutely insane. Both the hero talents are a great concept. Shadowpan unfortunately needs a bit of a buff from last I remember, but that doesn't really matter too much. They'll change it. But Conduit of Celestials is really good. You got powerful cooldowns, all that stuff. The spec tree is absolutely S tier, amazing just for gameplay. Like it's one of those like you want to pick up everything because everything's just so interesting. But nothing is like, oh, you have to go down this path. You have to pick this up because you need blah blah blah. You're not locked per se into anything. But I mean, of course, you're gonna pick up Storm or Fire. You, of course, gonna pick up Swen and stuff like that. But they're in the middle. They're like super easy to get to. Very good. The class tree, not only just for Windwalker, but just for Monk in general, is absolutely insane. It's the it's the best class tree I've ever seen. You're able to pick up every piece of utility that you want, and just go into whatever like optional utilization you ever want. You can pick up all of your roll charges. You can pick up paralyze, removing enrage effects, and you still got like two, three, four, five talent nodes over to pick up like cooldown reductions, or maybe you really like the transfer stuff, or like PvP, transcendence, and stuff like that that heals you and stuff like that. And you get a dash. Monks get dash, so you can be immune to fall damage now. You can direct yourself in the air. Think about like Dathia, for example, the raid boss, where it like knocks you up on the platforms. Sometimes you kind of mess it up, but you can just fix that now by just roll dashing in the correct Direction. Crazy, absolutely crazy. Okay. Secondly, Mage, of course. Mage got like 50,000 reworks. Mage has like the best theory crafters in the world. Mage has so many players, and it's obviously the main character of the entire game. So of course it got like a billion reworks. Although I think Frost, I don't think I know that Frost kind of lost the most. Like they didn't really get any attention, to be honest. Frost isn't really that terrible. Well, I don't know. I don't really know because I don't like Frost because you have to pick up Glacial Spike, and I hate Glacial Spike. I just don't like it. So Fire and Arcane, I've been looking at all that stuff, and man, like they just like everything that was an issue, they addressed it, and then they maybe introduced some new issues, which is like with usually all of the reworks, but they addressed it for mages. Of course they did. So yeah, I mean the class tree is completely unchanged except for two pretty good ones. This one, cooldown reduction on your barriers whenever they get removed. Interesting, not when they're consumed or something like that. So if they're dispelled or something like that, boom, you get cooldown reduction on your own personal barrier. Crazy. Uh, they got Supernova over here, and they moved Dragon's Breath over here, which is really good. But the thing I think is really, really good is that they put Supernova also over here, meaning all of Mage can pick up Supernova, and that's just a knock up. The only issue is like it's 8 yards, it's a bit small. I think Dragon's Breath is gonna be the better option for like being able to guarantee it to CC, and of course in PvP, Dragon's Breath and that is absolutely very important. Blah blah blah. But Supernova, like this makes it so you can spend more time actually playing ranged instead of having to always be in melee because you have to blast wave and you have to Dragon's Breath and spell travel times and blah blah blah. But Yeah, and Arcane also got like some really good reworks. And Fire obviously got all the attention they ever wanted, you know. But yeah, they're looking crazy good, and it's absolutely goaded. Like, just go for it. Oh man, why are people calling me on a Saturday for work stuff, man? Oh, anyways, yeah, the class tree is the same. I mean, I think the supernova thing is gonna be really nice for because it's also like the disorientate effect gets immediately removed, but the knock up is a longer CC, and that might be more important in the next expansion. But the hero talent trees are crazy. All three of them are really cool. You know, some of them are more passive than others. Frostfire obviously is kind of crazy. You like you're just instant casting the entire time. If you're really extremely unlucky as fire mates, you might have to cast a fireball, aka a frost firebolt, like a couple of times in the fight. You know, in like a 5 minute fight, you might have to cast it like 2 or 3 times. Oh wow, you know, it's crazy. So another rework I think is really good is Elemental. Uh, I've seen it made some changes to enhancement, but I have not really looked at them. I would really like for them to like get rid of like these two talent nodes and stuff like that. Nobody likes a you know fire and frost and nature damage increased by 2.5% two talent node, like a passive boring talent node, and it's two talent. Like why is it like that? But the hero talent trees have some very unique, good stuff to them. Of course, they got their raid buff now, which is absolutely crazy, really powerful, and I think Elemental can be very, very good now. They got really strong defensives. Am I misremember? Oh, sorry, I'm thinking about Hunter here. I don't think they. I'm not gonna talk out of my buttocks on this one. I don't know, but 10% max health is kind of nice. uh, and they got 5% damage reduction here. I'm kind of remembering it now. So like for 1 minute, 5% damage reduction. You know, I think this one's kind of lame. You know, compared to how much everyone else has crazy defenses like Astro Shift, 30-second cooldown reduction on it, or 60% damage reduction. I like I much rather have like two charges of it, but it's 2 minute, or like a something else, you know, like 30% damage reduction, but you get two charges, or you can pick, uh, a 2 minute, but it has like 60% damage reduction. I don't know, but they got some nice defenses to keep up with all the other defensive specs and classes, and their class three has not really been that bad before. They just kind of got more stuff, like more speed on Windrush, and like, you know, it's not bad. We're just gonna have to see. I think the issue that Shaman really has is that it's underrepresented because really it's just like, okay, like let's pick elemental. Why not just pick mage? You know what I mean? But at least now they have their raid buff, so at least in Mythic Plus they have something to like not be that far behind, you know. So here's to hoping that Elemental gets all the attention that it deserves, and enhancement and the Resto. Resto is really cool. I don't know much about Resto, but it's a really cool healer. Uh, Hunter got some reworks. I think they're really, really good. Especially, I mean, I looked at the survival hunt ones because I like survival. The hero talent trees are absolute crap, in my opinion. They have not really addressed that, but survival is looking real nice. It's been simplified. It has been. They took away all this like different bombs. Now it's just one type of bomb. It just does fire damage. You know, you don't have to like overthink it or like, oh, should I be spreading my serpent stings before I cast it? No, you never were supposed to, anyways. And Mongoose Bite. They yeah they that kill command extends the duration of Mongoose Fury. Amazing, absolutely amazing. So good, so happy. I definitely want to try this as an alt at some point. So nice, man, so nice. But Of course, survival is competing with marksmanship and BM, and both of them are also looking crazy good. I just hope there's like a simplified build of BM Hunter because there's a lot of people who just see BM Hunter like they're like new to the game and they want to like try the class tree that has two pets and you just collect pets and they do all the damage for you and they're crazy good and all that stuff. But like it's so much more complicated than it looks. Uh, Here's to hoping it's like there's an easy build that you can do. That I mean, they got like one, two, three, four, five, like five active talent like abilities, and you need to not now use explosive shot and like oh man, like phew, like so many buttons. Honestly, so many buttons. Yeah, but I hope Hunter is good. Unfortunately, their rate buff is kind of like the only rate buff you kind of just don't need, except for Evoker. But Evoker has augmentation. Ah man, But yeah, like it's not the best rate buff in the game. I hope they think about that a little bit, and of course also DK, which I want to go into. DK got a little bit of a rework, especially at the start, but they really just like okay, that's good enough. They got their one rework per expansion. That's like 20% of a rework that the mage gets every week. Good enough. But at least they've got really good hero talent trees. Rider of the Apocalypse may be passive and boring, but at least you get an absolutely crazy amount of mobility. That's good. And they did some changes here, so it's at least more like better. It's just unfortunate that you have to pick up these like absolutely useless talent nodes to get to the good stuff and blah blah blah. But whatever. I feel like they should put Gorfin's Grasp over here and stuff like that, so that all of DK can pick it instead of only being able to like have it on Blood DK, which means only Blood DK is ever brought into the raid because they're really good because they have Gorfin's Grasp, and if you need Gorfin's Grasp, that's essentially their raid buff. So you bring Blood DK. You never bring like a Frost DK for that or something. But yeah, like really good. I think that's it. I like some other changes have happened. Like Warrior got a little bit of changes. Warlock got a bunch of changes. I don't like. I don't feel like it made a huge impact on playstyle or something like that. They kind of just honed in the whole destruction, having infinite damage, uh, demonology. They just took away like too long they read. They just took away a bunch of their mobility in the demonic cores, made you more of a standing still caster, which is sort of kind of like the thematic playstyle of Warlock is that you're super tanky, but you gotta stand still and do all your damage. At least they got Gateway. At least they got supercharged Hellstones. At least they got like their own, 1 minute Hellstone that they can use now. Really good. And like multiple uses in combat. Hellcaller is absolutely crazy. Soul Harvester is really cool and visually amazing. I think it's actually one of the coolest visually uh, hero talent trees. Hero talent trees rise. I mean, like Priest, Void Weaver, and Archon are absolutely beautiful. Uh, Rogue, I don't know anything. I think Rogue is absolutely on the rework chopping block list next, please, because they have not been receiving the attention that they absolutely need. But there were some others that really, really, really needed attention, like Shaman. And I think Shaman still needs a little bit more attention, especially like compared to the attention that Mage got. Shaman should be getting more attention. Rogue should be getting more attention. Warrior should be getting more attention because their hero tree is just kind of lame, just really lame. They like changed it all and reworked it, and like you still just pick the exact same things. Like it's like, well, at least you got Shockwave now, so that's nice. Balance to it needs, uh, like I cannot understate how much attention Balance to it specifically needs. Feral as well. Like I think it's time to get rid of the blood talents. But I think they literally said that they want Feral, specifically Feral, to be the complicated spec that you play. because you want something complicated and like just some unique, like not everyone plays it, but you know, Guardian got a little like they just need to like fix some of these two talent nodes because it's like if you want to go balloons chosen, then you can't really pick up everything that you kind of need and pick up all of this like this like Moonfire reduces damage taken, two talent nodes like you just can't pick this up. You have to pick up like incarnation. You have to, well, I feel like you have to pick that stuff up. Like yeah, yeah. Anyways, yeah, mini things like of course our Altrachi Reaver needs some help, you know, and Felskar needs a buff. You know, Evoker's looking just straight up good. Honestly, you know, I'm not sure if it's doing too bad. Like I don't know. Paladin's absolutely crazy, really good, cool visuals, powerful, tanky, fun. You know, amazing. I think Priest got just absolutely everything they wanted. You know, Archon and Void Weaver, absolutely crazy cool visual. You know, still got the PI, still got their mind suit, blah blah blah. You know, was there anything else? I don't think so. All right, so I'm going to end this video. Thank you for watching. Nobody watched to the end. Let's be honest. Let's be honest. I'm talking to myself over here. Like, come on, nobody's watching this to the end. Bye bye.